Oh, hey, welcome back to the vlog. So yeah, we're parents. They're not home yet. They're in the NICU right now. That's just because they came at 33 weeks, but they're doing very well. And here is the story of the night they were born. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be telling this as if I'm talking to Jack and Eli, as if they asked me in the future, what was it like the night we were born? So Jack and Eli, this one's for you. So the story begins with me on the couch, about 12 o'clock a.m. I'm sleeping on the couch because, Jack, you were the lowest and you were sitting on Mom's bladder. So, because of this, she had to use the bathroom every 5 minutes. So she asked if I could sleep on the couch just so I can get some sleep because I was still going to work and she didn't want to keep me up all night. Anyway, so it was 12 o'clock. I just get my eyes closed, ready to get some sleep. And all of a sudden the lights pop on. I look up, your mother comes out. She has a look on her face of not in pain, but kind of surprised and confused. So I get up and I ask her, what's wrong? What's going on? She's like, I think my water just broke. So my adrenaline kicks up and I'm starting to be like, okay, because your mother was in the bathroom on the phone with the doctor just to make sure it was her water breaking. And the only reason I'm nervous is A, it's about a month early, and B, this is during a viral pandemic. So I'm sitting there going, no, not yet, please not yet, stay in there, brew a little longer, and hopefully this pandemic kind of levels out and it gets a little safer. So that is why at this point, I'm a little shaky. So the doctor said, yeah, you might want to come down, it sounds like your water broke. So as soon as they said that, I'm like, whew, okay. We got this, one step at a time. So I run to the kitchen, grab as many snacks as I can, fill up water bottles, fill the bag, and then head to the car. Alright, so we jumped in the car. Luckily we had most of the bag packed already, and we're on our way. So we're headed down. Everything's going smoothly until we hit night construction, 5 minutes from the hospital, and they closed 2 ramps that we need. So here I am, trying to get your mother there safely as possible, and now we gotta go 20 minutes out of the way to get to the hospital. So we finally get there and we got to throw on these things, masks. Why? Because this is the time during a pandemic and we need to wear these to go anywhere pretty much. So we put them on, I walk your mother into the emergency entrance and then the security guard takes her. So I go park the car and I start sprinting, forgetting the fact that they're going to check your temperature with a forehead reader when I get in there. But luckily, it was cool enough outside where it didn't affect me because I was like, oh no, I got this mask on, I'm running. I'm gonna set off the alarm. And if you do that, you can't come in. But luckily, everything's good. I was able to come in with your mother. And then they send us to a lovely room called a triage. All right, what is a triage? A triage is basically a very small waiting room, which just consists of a bed and a chair. And yes, I'm using the bathroom as a reference. So we couldn't get a full room because a lot of people were coming in from the cities to deliver, because at the time, a lot of places weren't allowing partners to come in and help with delivery, especially in the city. So a lot of people were coming from the cities to our hospital. So everything was booked and we basically sat in this room doing everything for 16 hours. And yes, there was nowhere to lay my head. And we were both very exhausted. Alright, so Jack, your water broke first. We found out later that it was just because you ran out of room and you were ready to come out. So, because of this, we had to give your mother antibiotics and she had an IV going which kept her hydrated, and we're basically trying to wait a little bit longer because 33 weeks is really early still, so they had to give steroids to help your lungs develop, both your lungs develop, and so yeah, it was a pretty crazy time because in the hospital, you know, during the pandemic, there's a lot going on. You can hear nurses yelling at each other out there because masks were missing and there was more patients than nurses. It was getting pretty crazy, not gonna lie. And so we're just hoping that everything's gonna be good, happy and healthy. because at the time we didn't know why the water broke early, but all the heartbeats sounded great. You guys were doing awesome on the monitor. So yeah, we were just trying to wait as long as we can. However, the contractions got closer and closer and closer and more and more and more. So the doctor came in after 16 hours and was just like, you know what? We're going to do a C-section. Can't wait any longer. You're in too much pain. There's no need to push this anymore. And so then, yeah, it was showtime. Oh, and a side note, anyone that delivered during this pandemic knows that it was crazy, and everyone that had deserves so much credit, because not only did you give birth during this, but also you had to wear a mask the entire time. I took it off because it's uncomfortable, obviously, for the video. However, we both had masks on for 16 hours. There was people in there with masks on that were laboring for 36 plus more hours. So credit goes out to everybody that went through this, because it was not easy, it was uncomfortable. You all are rock stars and you deserve a lot of credit. Alright, so for me the hardest part was when they split us up to get her ready, and I had to go sit in a nook for 20 minutes. Now through this whole thing, your mother was awesome, great, but my only job was to make sure she was comfortable and be there for her for whatever she needed. And during this time, I couldn't do anything. I just had to sit there, and I had her phone because I was going to use her phone for pictures, and that's it. Like, to not be able to reach out to her to make sure she's okay, because she was nervous about the C-section. She was nervous about getting this epidural in the spine. She was nervous about a lot of things. So I wanted to be there for her, and I couldn't. And that, for me, was the hardest part. But then the nurse came out, and it was showtime. Alright, so we're in the delivery room, and so your mother's laying there. She's got the tarp up, so I can't say anything. I was told not to look, just to keep an eye on her, so that's what I was going to do. Some people like to take pictures of everything, but I wasn't going to do that. I'm just your mom's support. That's what I was doing. That's my job. So, first one born was Jack, and that's how you got your name, pal, because we always said whoever was born first was going to have the name Jack. So they pulled you out, and then they took you right to get prepped for the incubator and everything like that. So next, they pulled out Eli. You had no intentions of coming out at all. You were still in your water, you were having a good time brewing, and you were in it for the long haul. So when they brought you out, you were pissed. You were definitely pissed. But anyway, you were healthy, which is fantastic, like your brother, and so they got you wrapped up, and then they brought you both to see your mom. So you got to see your mom, which was awesome, but then they brought you into the NICU. So flash forward a week later, they're still in the NICU. They're doing very well. Everything's good. They're on track to where they should be, and so hopefully you'll be able to come home in a couple of weeks. But you're in the safest place right now for what's going on. You guys are going to be coming home soon. You're doing fantastic, and we're already very proud of you. And yeah, so looking forward to the day you get to come home. So that was today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Kids, that was the story of the night you were born. And no, you did not come during a snowstorm or rainstorm or hurricane. You came during a pandemic. But it all worked out. You guys are doing awesome, and we'll bring you home soon. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Like I always say, make something awesome, stay awesome, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.